you are someone who is unlocking new levels of flow every single day. Massive breakthroughs have been happening for you literally every single day. It's like so obvious from one week to the next that you have completely transformed the trajectory of your life literally multiple times that week. Okay. So much flow, so much alignment is here. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I feel like there is this, Lord, give me the strength to tackle this with words. But there's something that's holding you back, seemingly, from this unbridled celebration. Okay. Something that I hope can break for the one that I'm speaking to even this very moment. Okay. You have a honed focus. You have a really strong focus. You have removed, even just yesterday, even just today, removed your focus from things that other people just, are nowhere near in the realm of having the ability to even perceive, considering that maybe they need to remove their focus from. And you were able to be there, because of this, because of this self-worth, because of this faith. Okay. So what we're working through right this moment seems to be that, oh my goodness. that there's this fear that has been coming up, if you've been watching these videos, that's been coming up. Oh, just feel like you're closer than ever. It's like the feeling of a cowboy like about to like lasso whatever they lasso, right? It's like, it's right there. And it's so exciting because it's so inevitable. And it's funny because you're like digging for this flow so deep, though, you know? It's like the paradox of the universe is summed up in this. In some ways, in a very joyful way, you're trying so hard, you're working so hard to become effortless, to embrace, to notice, where am I still efforting that I don't need to be? And why am I doing that? But you're able to observe it. This is what I mean. You're actually able to see it and to let go of it. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. And it's a huge privilege. And it's a huge responsibility to continue to do this. It's why you're here. It's the opportunity of a lifetime. It's funny because I kind of keep trying to go back to speaking about what this block is, but it's not a block. It's like, and so it's very much like I'm searching for something that's not there, you know? But it seemed to be there a moment ago. I mean, and I think this is how all of your problems are looking now. It's like they seemed to be there a moment ago. Where are they? And it's funny because we kind of can realize, oh, I'm actually putting so much effort into trying to remember how to rehash my problems, because the void, right? The stillness of like having no problems, nothing to fix or change or overcome. It's like, what do you do, right? Well, there's actually a lot to do in terms of letting go, just continuing to let go, deepening into this softening in the body. Allowing that part of you which can never die to take over. Embracing the fact that you are set apart. Instead of trying to continue to force yourself into places you don't belong. Surrendering to the fact that you don't belong there. And that that's not a bad thing. It's not something to be fixed. I did jot something down. Yeah, I'm gonna... I feel guided to just go find here. If you're talking to yourself right now, if you like to talk to yourself or write to yourself like out loud or anything like that, I would try speaking to yourself in the third person and see what kind, or speaking or writing about yourself in the third person to see what kind of perspective this additional space can give. Right. The fear that seems to be there, if there is any fear at all, is the the idea that you are going to be asked by God to do more than you can. That you're afraid of what you're gonna be asked to do. Okay, and this comes from trauma. Because there are situations which you have seemed to put yourself in the past with regards to especially overworking, overgiving, over efforting, just overperforming, performing and overperforming, and and really, like, you were in these situations and these situations were painful, and you interpreted that pain to mean I should push through. And then when you were not able to push through, that has now led to you today feeling like, oh God, what if I get in a situation, this is it, this is the message. What if I get in a situation and it gets really difficult like that and I have to push through? But the great news is this: you were not interpreting the message correctly at that time. The fact that it was so challenging and so difficult and so uncomfortable did not mean that you should push through. It literally meant the opposite. It meant that you should stop and back off and stop trying and give up. Give that up and go in the other direction. But you were misinterpreting it. And that was the lesson. That was the lesson, is that you were doing everything backwards, okay? There is no realization that is more empowering than this, because you're afraid that you're gonna get into this situation from the past, but that's never going to happen because you are actually listening to the voice of truth today. You are honoring yourself and the still small voice within you, which has become a lot louder. You have allowed this. You have surrendered to this. So now you're interpreting the signals correctly. It's like literally like if you thought when you're driving that green means stop and red means go, right? It's like you're going to get into all kinds of chaos. And of course you're going to be traumatized when you're out there driving on the road because nothing makes any freaking sense. And you're going to get in an accident really quickly, right? It's going to be very painful until you learn the rules of the road. So it's like, you thought before, when I experience pain, I need to push through. And now you've realized, oh, when I experience pain, pain is a signal to stop. It's not a signal that there's something wrong with me. It's a signal to go in the other direction. Pain isn't bad. It isn't because something, is wrong. It's just an indicator. And as you become more sensitive, this can feel so scary because it's like, oh my gosh, my pain tolerance has gone way down. But that's really a good thing because you're more sensitive to these signals now. And the signals are not going to, like, these are the rules of the road. They are not going to change now. I think it can feel very abrupt as well, because it's like, oh God, well, I was so confused once, I could be so confused now. Okay? But your experience will tell you whether or not that is the case. And you will realize, and have realized and are realizing, your experience has always been guiding you. Your experience, your felt experience of pain or of joy has always been guiding you in the direction that you're meant to take. And so in that way, there has not been any inconsistency. There was a time of ignorance. There was a time of misunderstanding. Okay? And so when we reflect on the past, you know, it can feel like I was in these impossibly hard situations, which only got worse. What if that happens again? And today I don't have the pain threshold to push through it. How will I push through it when I need to push through it? You're never going to need to push through it. That's the message. You're never going to need to push through it. You never needed to push through it. You believed that you did, which is completely understandable, because you literally chose to be born into this confusion, and you come from a lineage of a ton of freaking confusion about this. And you can surely look out in the world and see everybody's very confused about this. Very, very confused about this. Right? And so in that way, it's very interesting, because no matter how we give it, there's only one message. There's only one goal in life, and it's to realize the nature of what is really happening here and how confused we have been, seemed to be. Because, I mean, we were always getting the signals that we were capable of receiving, right? And this is the answer to, this is just the answer to everything, right? This is the master key. Is following joy, following peace in every single now moment, and literally going against, it's like going against all of what you think you were taught, even by good people. Well, yeah, I should have to push through just a little bit. Nope. And I will tell you this, you know what? It's hard. There are things that I will go to try to do. I'll think, this is a good idea. And part of me maybe knows that I'm talking myself into it, because I have trouble sitting with the insecurity of something not happening the way that I think that it should, to provide me a level of security. Okay, so I've convinced myself, I've jazzed myself up, this is a good idea. I meet resistance. Okay. It kind of continue to push into it, continue to meet resistance. And I know what this means. And I know it should be a joyful liberation. Oh, great. Well, if this isn't for me, then something better. Something that's going to require even less of this forcing, something that's going to require even less of this trying and striving, and, how much should I be a part of the matrix and not, blah, blah, type of idea. And I still will find myself, enduring this moment of despair, which must be, the dissolution of the ego, which the ego is not wrong. You don't really have to dissolve it, but that's what I like to do when I can. But it's hard, because it's like I'm having this despair over the fact that I don't have to do this thing. Because when you meet resistance, all you're being told is you don't have to do this. But we're like, again, it really, for lack of a better way of describing it, we're fighting for our own limitations. It's like, no, I've fought so hard to not have to manage so many things and be obliged to so many things and have so many things I need to do. And now I'm fighting for that. It can seem that way, and we are protected from it. We're protected from it. It doesn't, even when we know that, I guess what I'm saying, even when we know that, it doesn't always feel like, it doesn't always feel good all the way around. And again, I always say language really loses its meaning because I'm saying follow what feels good even when it doesn't feel good, right? But you can come to a place of being able to perceive this nuance within yourself of what doesn't feel good but is worth it, and what doesn't feel good and is not worth it. Which is really how we're guided by love. Is it a joy to push through this challenging thing? Is it a joy? Is there a part of me that can see that I am actually being liberated? Because you always are. And so in that way, if one has faith that they are always being liberated, then they can always find the perspective of how it is that I am being liberated in this moment. And perhaps within the context of the realization of that liberation, I can find even greater depths of self-honesty within myself about what it is I truly value and truly want, and how is it that I am receiving that. And we can become grateful in 1 hour for what we were cursing the hour before. But you can see how this is dizzying, which is why I believe you have to be sober and very sober-minded in order to perceive joy in this experience rather than chaos and confusion. But it is possible. It is, I believe it's why we're here. You're living this awesome life right now, really. I mean, you're unstoppable. You are unstoppable. I think it just started raining outside. I think maybe it just started pouring. Yes. I'll do the very modern thing and check my tablet to see if it's raining outside. It's clearing. It's clearing in this moment of any remnant of this idea that you are ever going to be asked to do anything that you're not given, supported the strength to do. In fact, your weakness is your strength. Right? If you don't have the energy to do something, if you don't have the bandwidth and the wherewithal and the drive and the energy to do something, then that is your direction. That is your strength. That is what's pushing you in the right direction. It is always this way. There is no greater liberation than knowing this. You won't be supported to make a mistake. You will be, you will be supported to not make a mistake. sometimes in ways that feel like it's wrong and shouldn't be happening to us, but you are able to perceive more deeply into this because of the incredible amount of internal work that you have done, for lack of a better way of saying that, because of the focus that you have insisted on putting on higher and on what truly matters, you know? I mean, because you could choose to put your focus anywhere and it wouldn't be wrong. But it sure seems, it sure seems that in this world, you have had to suffer for the truth. But it is so interesting because it's like this joyful thing, right? At the same time, it's like it's worth it to you for the sake of truth, for the sake of freedom. And I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for what you do and who you are. See ya.